You're listening to the Starfall Actual Play Podcast. Starfall Actual Play Podcast is a combination of short stories, audio dramas, and actual roleplay that tell a much larger story. In this episode, everyone goes to a party, and they get into some trouble along the way. In the next couple episodes, let's just say that I take off the gloves. No more playing around. Well, maybe like a cat or a mouse. I want to thank our Patreon backers for all of your help. It's so important. Thank you. We are still in desperate need to reach our goal of 8 backers. It doesn't matter if it's the $1 level, the $5 level, the $10 level, or the $20 level. We need to get as many backers as possible. When our website went down and I had to move, we lost half our backers. And some of it was because of, we weren't doing anything. Because of life, and the other bit was because some of our backers had a case of life. We totally get that. However, help. We need some help. So the more that you can, even if it's just $1, it helps out quite a bit. It adds up. This isn't free for us to make, but it's free for you to listen to. Now, to thank our Patreon backers, we're going to be doing some specialized content. I've been gathering up bloopers for the last 2 seasons of just some hilarious stuff that we're just not going to say on the regular podcast. Yeah, it's that bad. And we're doing a new segment, which is at the end of every show, or game night, we are having a drunken conversation about the podcast that just happened, and that's unedited. So whatever we say is exactly what we were thinking, and wow, yeah. Let's just say that you're going to get your money's worth, and that's available for any backer, no matter what level. If you are interested in becoming a voice actor, hey, send us an email at starfall@jackmonkeygames.com and send us a sample of your voice, because we are in need of getting some more voice acting done. It's not a paid gig, it is volunteered, but we'll give you credit. Which also reminds me, if you have been a voice actor in the past, when our website crashed, we've lost all of the profiles. So please send us your photo and a profile so we can give you credit for your work. Hey, maybe you'll get a job out of this.
This episode contains strong language like scrup, skadonk, and now and then Terry talks about, work. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, this is Storycrafter Mike from the Steamrollers Adventure Podcast.
And Space Commander Robbie.
You are not a space commander, Robbie.
Pew, pew.
Anyway,
Pew.
you're listening to Starfall on...
Pew, 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 pew.
All right, quit.
Pew.
Quit.
Pew.
You're listening to Starfall. Enjoy.
Pew, pew, pew.
Robbie.
Sorry.
So everyone draw 3 roll versus roll cards. So for the roll versus roll cards, what I want you to do, and you guys are already pretty good at it. So think about your character and choose one of the cards in your head and try to role play that without everyone else seeing or realizing that that's what happened. And then after you've achieved that goal of role playing that, place it down and you'll get some extra experience. Okay. So, when we last left, 5th crew had just
delivered some weapons to the park rangers on Warzone. During that time, part of the crew that was set to guard the space shuttle was ambushed by members of the church. The end result was Jerry lost a hand. No big deal. He'll have another one next week. Let's just say a thunder bear went through the shuttlecraft, causing all sorts of damage. You think that there might be a Karsovax somewhere hidden in the ship somewhere, but you can't. Possible that the thunder bear ate it. You're not 100% sure.
Carso who?
Karsovax. They're like large man-eating goannas with 2 legs. Yeah, they, Jerry. Jerry, if you don't feed them. The mission was successful. One of the things that was a bit odd is that the entire planet lost power. Battery power, like the only things of technology that were working was like David's arm, of all things. So anything that had electrical power in it just stopped working, and no one is sure why. The church even was freaked out by it. So whatever's happening, the church isn't involved. You guys are back on the space station K-Run, and you get a message from Ambassador Griffin that he has a mission for you. Tell me what you guys are doing. What have you been doing?
Do I know Ambassador Griffin?
Yes. Ambassador Griffin, he's the ambassador from Warzod. He's all about Warzod. He has to play nice with the church because he can get more information that way. Made it very clear that you were not to interfere with anything involving the church as long as he's directly involved in it. So the fact that he has lunch with a priest every day, don't scrub with the priest. There's a reason for that. He's just not telling you. He basically provides you with information of, oh, you need to go do this. Or if you go and you blow up this station, it will help you guys get your planet back. Well, it's his planet too. He wants the church out of the planet. He wants it to go back to the secular nation it was.
He's just going to be diplomatic about it.
Yeah. He just can't do things directly.
Sorry, my brain is wrapped up in the previous podcast and thinking, hang on, that was with people I wasn't with, and where am I?
Yeah. So your mission, your involvement was that you basically got on a truck, dropped off the weapons, and for about 2 hours the truck wouldn't start, and then all of a sudden it started working again. You drove back, and Jerry's missing a hand. That's pretty much your experience with, and then
then they told us about this.
There was an uneventful trip back.
Oh, that's right, because I missed out on a session, didn't I? I'm like, what do you mean we dropped off weapons?
You should listen to the show.
Yeah. So that happened, and we're all now reunited back at our ship.
Yep.
All right, we don't have to get out of any church control stuff.
No. Cool. So.
But are we all reunited right now?
No, because the people that weren't able to show up tonight for various bits of life, life happens.
Oh, they're still on their way back, so we're at the ship?
No, they're on a either leave on K-Run, or they've got their own things that they need to deal with.
Well, they're resting to grow back a hand.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so we're all back on
growing back a hand makes you grumpy. Like you really want Jerry grumpy.
And Rizzo's keeping him company.
They're self-medicating.
Yeah. Occasionally checking on his hands, his stump's regrowth rate.
Jerry and Rizzo on shore leave.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so we're back on K-Run doing our thing.
Okay. So
gonna have some father-son bonding time.
I'm going to keep him alive. Jerry's
Alright.
So this next, the Ambassador Griffin says, we've just got some intel on some artifacts that the church is trying to get their hands on. Apparently the Order of the Ancient Light, which is the scientific side of, or scientific branch of the Church of the Illumination is after some particular pre-fall equipment. They think that it might be able to advance some of their technology quite a bit.
Right, because what we need is churches with better tech.
Most of the time, for the church, the Order of the Righteous Light is what you guys mostly deal with, like the street preachers. Their tech is about the same, if not as advanced. It's the Order of the Ancient Light. They're the scruppers that have the paladins.
Yeah, tell me about it. Because ain't nothing can make your eyes bleed in pure disgust than having to face down a paladin. That's just a bad day. That's a bad century. That's just bad. It's bad. We don't need them. We don't need them scruppers to get any more technology.
Nope.
I would like that technology. I think that would be quite interesting. But...
Can my weasel eat it?
Oh goodness, I've had enough of your weasel eating my things. Really? Haven't you weaned it off tech yet? Haven't you taught it to go
Arkady, I love you.
Whole foods, whole nuts, whole boat.
Arkady, I love you, and you're cuter than a speckled pup, but I tell you something, if that weasel gets anywhere near my mech...
Or mine.
We'll train it not to eat. Train it.
Friendly equipment.
Train
equipment
it.
is off limits.
Doesn't Turbo have like a friendly fire button? You just turn it off?
Yeah.
I don't know, I need to think about now.
Great. You and Jerry hanging out going,
Exactly.
I gather, Ambassador Griffin, you want us to get our slimy paws on this artifact before they do.
Well, according to our intelligence operative, someone from the Najori, says that only thing you need to do is connect two of these together. They just have to touch. So the mission is that you're supposed to go to the moon of Nav-Luna. So just for you guys to know, you're all aware of this. The Confederation has various planets, one of which is a gas giant. This gas giant has inhabited moons. There's 3 of them.
Gas giant.
You're referring to flatulence, right?
There, we lost one. Man down.
Apparently something in the air kind of just got to Arkady. She went up in a fit of giggle.
Yeah. So...
Who's on ship's maintenance? Bob! Can you run a diagnostic, please? We've got something going on. Maybe there's some helium or something? Check the mix.
Should do a gas purge.
I think the helium's just fine!
Definitely double check the helium.
So these particular three moons around Neven, one of which is this massive agricultural moon. It was terraformed to be the perfect crop, so to speak. Well, some of those folks on that planet, or moon, discovered space travel faster than others, and they moved to one of the other moons. That one is a massive forest where these trees are shaped like mushrooms. They're not actually mushrooms, they're just massive trees shaped like them.
Which moon's that one, sir?
So
the farmland one is...
There's farmland.
Mm-hmm.
There's, I think it's Navta, Lavnek, NEC, and then Nav-Luna.
Mm-hmm. So Navta is the forest one?
Yep.
And Navlek is the agricultural one?
Correct.
Okay.
And then Nav-Luna, the structure, these folks never left a fuel system. What they did is that they arranged, this is the reason why the Confederation has laws against taking over planets that have a feudal system. You have to be able to vote. Now that they're part of the Confederation, they're allowed to vote, but the nobles aren't letting go. So we're talking the 1% all lives on Nav-Luna. And the reason why they live on it is because it's a failed terraform. You can actually walk on the planet with a breather and you'll be fine. Gravity's a little light, but there's not enough oxygen for you to live. Which is good that Jerry's not going along because it would freaking kill him. The reason why they live there is because it's so expensive. They get to flaunt their money. Each of these mansions that they have are in the center of a crater on this moon. And it gives this impression as if they're the only people there. And whoever has the largest crater is, richer, that sort of thing. It's a status symbol to have a massive crater that you can't see your neighbors.
So just to be clear, these are the feudal lords. They live on Nav-Luna, and their serfs work on one of the other 2 moons doing ag or forestry.
Correct.
Okay.
Got it.
Basically slaves.
Basic, yeah. Though these days they're not owned as property, though
They're employees.
indentured servitude is still legal.
You were born in my precinct. You have established a debt for a birthing tax.
They're pretty good about avoiding, the Confederation prevents something like that, but if your father had a debt, that can be inherited.
Brilliant.
So if you are from another planet and you show up to one of these and you set up a farm, it's fine as long as you pay your taxes and everything. You're fine. You're not gonna become a slave in any shape or form. But careful, if your debts go up they're too high, then next thing you know, you're spending your entire life trying to work off that debt. And they do all sorts of dirty tricks to make sure that doesn't happen. Okay.
Standard debt tactics.
So, he wants you to go to a party at one of these mansions. The Fenter family. No.
Okay.
It sounds
Sounds like Terry's kind of
Fenter.
really. Party time.
Fact, you think that the eldest daughter of the Fenters was one of your clients.
Brilliant.
And you're not 100% sure because, it could have been someone working under an alias, that sort of thing. The Fenters, though they don't have actual nobility, they're working very hard to get actual nobility.
They're climbers.
Yeah, they're climbers.
Leave the trailer bodies.
Yeah.
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 Got ya.
Now,
and making very strategic marriages.
Correct. The other thing that you're aware of is that the sale of pre-fall equipment is illegal in the Confederation. The owning of pre-fall equipment is illegal in the Confederation. Turbo Weasel barely is on a gray area.
Is it a certain amount of sentience then?
Correct.
Yeah.
He can be trained-ish.
Mm.
They're having an auction of pre-fall equipment and artifacts.
Is owning inoperable artifacts illegal, or is it just functioning equipment that's illegal to own or sell?
It should be all pre-fall equipment should be in possession of the Jehudian record keepers. So this way they can analyze and see if they can figure out what the tech does.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a gray area. There are some devices that have been, quote, certified by the Jehudian record keepers, as in, it's another phone. We have so many of those. Fine. We verified that there's no artificial intelligence or that it's capable of maintaining artificial intelligence. Fine. you can have it. And they certify it, and you can have it on a wall plaque and sell it for a small...
Oh boy, we get to go to a fancy ball. I wonder if I braid my hair real pretty, how many knives I can fit in there without them seeing.
Oh, I can probably help you with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll make you look real pretty with some lovely...
Mama needs
lovely
some
braids.
pretty braids, yeah, yeah.
And some beautiful combs and pins.
Oh.
Will make you look beautiful, honey.
Stunning.
So...
Oh, yeah.
So, these are the items that are being auctioned off.
Cheap, cheap.
So, what they want is that they want item 3454 to physically touch the last item on the list.
Huh?
That's the only thing that has to happen.
Needs to touch this item.
3457.
So we need to get the purdy necklace, and we gotta make it nice with a cube.
3, 4, 5, 7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Do you mean physically just touch? Like
They just have to touch.
Contact. For how long? 30 seconds? 1 second?
Don't know. It's pre-fall.
Now, assuming we do this mission, and we make these touch, what is the result gonna be?
According to our intelligence, we're expecting that it's going to self-destruct.
So basically, you want us to go in there and get 2 auction items, make them nice, and somehow get out of the room before they blow us up?
Well, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you expect us to raise 33 million credits?
Oh, I think, son. I think that's 33.7 million credits.
You don't have to purchase them.
But that's even the starting price.
You don't have to purchase them. You just have to get them to touch.
Okay. Do we have any idea of the current patrons who are, or any of the current residents of Nav-Luna that are fans or collectors of pre-fall tech or artifacts?
Supposedly all of them, but it's only rumor. You would not have any.
Okay.
Could Terry not just seduce the people who are successful in purchasing the items?
He could. Depends on if
Assuming
they're Terry's way inclined.
Also,
Client to client.
Only if they want to be a client.
They will be.
We could always use the auction as a chance to pin down exactly who was buying them, and then do a little bit of breaking into later on in the week.
Side missions, yay!
We could do break and enter, but keep in mind that this is the 1%, the high society, the top echelons of society for the Neven system. They have a lot of money, they have a lot of security-minded stuff going on, so I don't think it's going to be as simple as just a vanilla kind of break and enter. I think there's going to be a lot of hard work.
Maybe they're too overconfident in the nobility standings that they might be laxed on that.
Maybe. Particularly if the whole neighborhood is made up of people of that kind of caliber.
So now we got a whole neighborhood problem here. So we're walking into a crowded room with a bunch of bigwigs, and on the down low we're supposed to get 2 artifacts to mesh together, and then they self-destruct, and we don't know how big a bada boom that's going to make. And that may or may not happen in a crowded room. I just, I got nothing against collateral damage, because that happens in any war, but I don't want to be the collateral damage.
Or start a war
Exactly.
that's, not necessarily ready to be started.
But we know that when these items touch, that happens. But no one else knows when that these items touch, that happens. So, is there a way we can make these items touch without us making these items touch? Right?
Well,
They could accidentally, on purpose, end up in the same box
we can
before the
make
auction.
sure one person buys them.
How
And
do
we
we
also
make
have
sure
a-
of that, though?
Well,
We could start a rumor saying that these two items go together.
We could see competition amongst the
curry favour with the richest person on the planet. Moon. Which is as easy as finding the biggest crater.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a pretty distinct advantage.
So
in everyone
I
living
think
in
that
creators and being isolated as
in
well.
terms of plans of manipulation, I'm just going to take a step back and say I'll figure it out and I'll be security, because I think that kind of is in the purview of the talents of, say, Lava and Terry. Maybe Arkady. She can stay focused long enough.
Well, if she can keep her weasel under control.
She can walk properly.
Hey, I've been going to the gym.
Well, we could always try and plant a seed, as in a rumor, as these two artifacts actually go together, so that they are.
Well, it's kind of.
Now that's odd. There's this weird thing. If you noticed on this list, there's like 1.5 million, 23 million, and then like 96. What's that about?
It looks like it's a painting. It looks like it doesn't really have much in the way of tech associated with it. It's a piece of art. I have no idea. Doesn't say who the
It
artist
appears
is.
from this list that the pricing was done by an estimator who suspects that the auctioneers will value weaponry and pieces of tech more than
This is, of course,
minor.
coming from the art dealer or the
Also, it only shows that the dating of the painting is before the fall, which is very sketchy information. It doesn't talk about the composition, the style.
No, there
of
was
the
all. There
art.
was all. They talk about the materials, but there's
Well, it's
no,
acrylic.
No, yeah.
Acrylic's not used
Yeah.
anymore.
No. Okay.
Do we have to be there? Can't we just make some kind of device that just goes in there and moves things?
What, like your untrainable weasel?
No, weasel, place the artifact. Don't eat the artifact.
Maybe if it eats both.
But then we won't have a weasel anymore.
No, we need to still have the weasel.
And I'm sorry, there's a downside to that plan.
I'm still to find it.
Sacrificing my weasel.
He'll just have a case of heartburn.
How am I ever going to make it out of a fight without him?
You could learn to walk.
I will die.
Walking out of a fight's usually a good start.
Yeah, but how many fights have you been into because of him?
Well, she hasn't been able to walk into them, so really not that many.
Rolling into battle.
But that's okay. We still love you, Arkady. You're a valuable part of our team. You man the bar, or woman the bar, or alien the bar. I'm not sure what species are you again?
Just human.
You're human? Okay. You human the bar with great,
I'm
integrity and
special.
grace and aplomb.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. That fits the Jack Monkey non-gender specific instead of manning the.
You human the bar.
Quick, we're being attacked. Human the lasers.
Well, no, then we're getting kind of speciesist.
We're just screwed.
Yeah, well, no, but you could Gadar the bar. Oh.
So I gather we got to get an invite to this party first and foremost.
Which has been arranged.
Well, is it a closed auction or an open auction?
It is closed.
Okay, so we do need an invitation.
Which-
And do we have one?
Do we go with aliases? Are we getting new names?
They don't ask for names.
Oh, brilliant.
It's
Because-
that kind of auction.
It's that kind of auction. Yeah.
Can we use this one?
Okay, this one being item 3456, which is the arm of NOVA, part of an actual pre-fall robot of unknown class. Possible servant of some kind. Verified safe by Department of Pre-Fall Architects for 4.6 million credits. What are your thoughts on using that and one affording that?
I don't want to give up my
Your weasel.
my weasel.
But I
feel like we also don't need to be in the room.
Is it a left arm?
I was just wondering that.
too, but it doesn't say.
Doesn't matter. You have two right thumbs.
Just chop my other arm.
Well, no,
Just
the
chop your thumb off,
fact
why
that it's
not?
been verified safe by the Department
Jerry
of
doesn't see the
Pre-Fall
problem in
Artifacts
this
kind of would
conversation.
indicate that it's not functional anymore.
Not necessarily.
Not,
We can
maybe
do
it's
that.
functional, but
Verified
doesn't
safe
aid
means
its
that
own
it's not
AI.
AI.
Okay, potentially.
No AI in it.
Yeah. Are we able to get any more information about the listings, or is this all we got?
That's all you have.
I'm sure we can
Okay.
get further information prior to the auction.
Okay, all right. Is there anything else? Are there any particular cultural norms or traits that the Neven, the Nav-Luna nobility kind of view as desirable or advantageous, or status symbols that we can use to improve our ability to blend in?
So of course your physical appearance is a big thing.
Check.
They like to have, of course, nobility. If you have any form of nobility. Now the thing is with the from Neven, there's a lot of nobility. There was like 30 different houses of nobility. So it's very easy to
pretend to be cousin so and so from house blah de blah.
As long as there's not one of them already there, because they all know each other.
But they don't necessarily know cross family dynamics.
Correct.
Okay. This is going to be interesting because
do we have a list of other attendees?
They don't do names.
No,
remember?
they don't do names.
Well, I was hoping, seeing as
they don't write them down.
I was hoping, seeing as it's an ambassador and it's an ambassadorial mission, that maybe they had some, I don't know, recognizance or spycraft going on. Information is a thing that you usually like to go into battle with.
We're only getting this from our intelligence, and truth be told, I'm getting bare information as is.
In my experience, nobility or people in positions of power don't share much information unless they feel that it will be something to show off about, but we can sweet talk their servants.
Do we know the location of the auction? I would guess
yes.
We do. All right, and do we know... so what is the location of the auction?
It's at the Fenter.
The Fenter, that's right. You did mention the Fenter mansion before. Okay.
So I'm thinking
it's a medium-sized crater.
As the best looking eldest in the group. Now I'm not saying that I'm much older than Dave there, but we all know who the good looking one is here. Maybe we need to doll me up a bit, go from mama to matron. Right? And I can go in with my cadre, right? And I think that I'm purchasing Terry for the evening to be my escort because that is what nobility do. And Dave's security, yeah?
Candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you won't blend in at all with your facial tattoo.
No. You are my personal security bodyguard. And you are my purchased evening escort. Atrium, we've got you are my
advisor.
My artefact advisor, right? My
historical curator.
My curator, yeah.
Well,
right.
Considering maybe your aim should be for specifically the artwork and everything else is irrelevant.
That's it, right? We're not paying attention to what we're supposed to be paying attention to, right?
Classic misdirection.
Right, nothing behind the curtain.
If we let it known that we're after the artwork.
That's right. So I've got my curator with me for my private personal art collection.
We need to go see the products first to make sure they're legit.
That's it. We've got to authenticate it.
There should be a previewing before the auction.
You can arrange. You can. Well.
There will probably be a portfolio with photos of the artifacts,
holograms,
but you wouldn't be allowed
holograms,
to.
Yeah.
Some,
and then
some
I've got
items may be in person, but.
And then I've got my personal assistant. Yeah.
Who are you pointing to?
Lava, my personal assistant. Yeah. And Arkady, my niece. That I'm working so hard to
walk.
To form into something that the rest of the family will acknowledge.
Your niece and ward.
Yeah.
She's the troublemaker.
My niece in Ward, yeah, she had a bit of a spot with some nom-nobs. You know, she was slumming it with the serfs a bit. She started to get a bit of a concept about social justice, and we decided to send her to the matron of the family and whip that right out. Yeah.
Okay.
Wax whips.
Okay, so does Matron Mama... what are we going to call you? Matron Mama?
Matron, so...
All right.
Does the ambassador have a suggestion of a noble family that we might be safe working with?
Or assuming the identities of?
Or alternatively, can we precede? Can the ambassador work on preceding some rumor about
There's a new family, maybe.
an up and coming family, and they just purchased in off-worlders that have purchased into
Tiny crater.
Purchased into the area, invested into some farmland and some forestry, and are trying to make an entry into the scene. And there's and you know what? We don't even have to disguise who I am, right? Because I'm the matron of the family, and I came into a bit of fortune as a well-known retired war hero of the Confederacy.
Oh. Yes, that is true. You would be well
Mama
known.
has a reputation, and she's off the field. Mama finally accepted the retirement, and it came with a bit of a bonus, and investing into the moons and establishing a household.
Investing into your toy boys?
He will do that. He'll send that ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So
I think we got our cover.
Hold on. Before we do that, are there any outstanding bounties on our heads that would be picked up by the auctioneers? Because would assuming if it's a closed auction that they would be vetting all the attendees to make sure that it would go off
security.
well. So are there any bounties, warnings, notices, things that we should be aware of that some of us might need to assume an identity?
Oddly enough, there's nothing.
Oh, we've been
cleansed.
There's
convenient.
There is absolutely no record of anything that you guys have done.
Stole my dice.
Excellent. That's good. That helping save things is beneficial for one's criminal record.
Outstanding citizens.
Well, they're outstanding citizens.
You're a war hero. We know you had to do some bad things.
You're just eye candy for hire.
Candy. Expensive.
So it's the first time in my life I'm just in the background until I go back to my home planet where everyone wants to kill me.
Everyone wants to kill everyone. It's War Med.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't matter if you have a criminal record or not. It's expected of you.
Welcome back. Here's your gun.
There's also a long list of enemies.
Again, expected of you. If you've come off War Med without having any enemies, there's something wrong with you.
You're the security seneschal of an up-and-coming house on Luna.
That reminds me, you have received a transmission that the Thunder Clan is in decline. I'm speaking to Dave, by the way. So, at one point, the Thunder Clan had possession of the spaceport. No longer. So that means landing on the planet is a bit difficult, or there's heavy. You've got to pay whoever's in charge of the spaceport heavy fees in order to have them not shoot you down.
You weren't planning on going home anytime soon, were you?
Well, you never know when you might need to rally some friends.
It sounds like your friends are all dying off, mate.
This has happened before, so
yeah. That's War Med.
Losing territory in a skirmish is nothing. It's a fucking Tuesday.
Scrupping Tuesday.
Okay. So, any other plans do you folks want to do before you go?
Can I go shopping?
Oh yes.
Can Terry go shopping?
Oh yes.
Terry needs
I'm gonna
outfits.
razzle dazzle.
Will we all get outfits?
I think we all need outfits, given that we're taking on roles that are slightly different. Lava's going to have to get out of her spacesuit and all her techie kind of stuff, and I'm going to have to dress up to be a PA and take orders and fetch things and...
Okay, Mama's got to look
Yeah.
elegant, but still armed. I ain't not going unarmed.
That's alright, I'm sure we can find you some decorative comb blades.
I think I can look pretty much the way I always do, but I'll have to think of a believable reason why we would have interest in the painting above the other items. I mean, the starting bids generally are...
Or remember, Mama's a war criminal. She might have had a little, No, war hero, not criminal. Hero. No,
For those of you...
Well, you know, if
Let's
you're
start
a
that
churchy,
again.
I'm a criminal. You're not a churchy.
No, I'm not a churchy. I'm absolutely not a churchy. I'm sorry. From the perspective of the church, you're a war criminal. From the perspective of the Confederacy, you're a war hero, and you have been justly rewarded for your efforts and for your sacrifices. I'm just wondering whether there might have been a few too many shells.
Yeah, that's possible. You know, your head does bounce around inside them mechas a bit.
Yeah. So you've decided to take things a little slow. You're trying to, decorate your new home and looking for some artwork.
Nevertheless, I will probably get questions, so I think my best bet is to plant some supposition that there's information of interest buried beneath the top few layers of acrylic. But there's no way to prove or doubt that, so it might be a good
rumor.
A good idea for us to spread when we get questions why we're interested in that.
Do we want to spread any interest in any of the other items that aren't on our target list? Like the Howard Sampson's plasma pistol or the arm of Nova? I know that Dave's interested in the
Only
arm
if
of
it
I could definitely go with pistol. Terry.
Yeah, don't work.
It's not in working order and it's beyond repair.
But it goes with the outfit.
Yeah, it goes with my outfit.
Okay.
I'm a pilot.
That's right, and you could use it as a bludgeon.
Well, you pull that sucker
Or
out,
an
everyone's
insertable.
going to go, holy scrup, and hit the ground. Especially if they know what it is.
Exactly right.
In the auction, to fulfill my duties of guarding our matron, how restricted in weaponry am I going to be?
Well, you'll have to find out when you arrive.
Okay, well, since there's a shopping trip going on, I think I might find myself some derringers to hide in my compartment in my arm.
You could always just grab Mama Bear's hair. There's knives in there. Well, come in.
That's my
She likes it when you grab her hair.
I have multiple knives in there.
I recall he tried that once and I beat his ass.
But he likes that.
So all consensual.
A little bit.
Safe word, street preacher.
Paladin.
I think I might have a weaponized walking stick made for myself at some point as well.
Okay.
Given my advancing age.
If I'm a PA, I can still have my data pad with me because I need to be able to organize things.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you were asking us before what we were doing once we got back. I built up this whole story in my head and we didn't get to it.
Oh.
So I've actually been training with my dad in hand-to-hand combat.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing since we've been getting back.
So you're a bit sore.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Terry's sore.
Both in body and ego.
Yes.
Because asking your dad to pull his punches, not gonna happen.